I'm Jeff Ogren, driver community at Uber Freight.
So what is your main what is your main job here at Uber Freight?
Really, it's about driver obsessed and driver love.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
That's what we call it around here. So what does that mean? Well, we don't just
What?
talk about it.
It's not like you're just trying to touch me dirty here. We just met, sir.
Let's just call it driver obsessed for now. But really, in all seriousness,
Wait.
we don't miss a truck show. We're always at the truck shows, whether that's the California Truck Show
Right.
down the street, whether that's the Great American Truck Show, or the biggest one out there, the Mid-America Truck Show. And what we do is take a little more unique, a unique approach, meaning like we meet the drivers where they are. So we'll go to the parking lots, we'll feed barbecue to everybody, we'll feed coffee, and really just get to know what their needs are.
You're dumping a lot of money out there.
Well, yeah.
What's the return so far?
Jeff's up. I wish you'd give me a little bit of that.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Well, I think it goes back to, we've got the resources at Uber to do these things, right? And if we're not, like, we're missing a huge opportunity. And I think Eric alluded to it at one point that, everything we wear, from our clothes to the chairs we're sitting on, these guys just don't get appreciated enough. And so we literally put on celebration events for these guys. So we're not looking for a big return on investment that you might do at a typical traditional company. We're there to give them, exposure and put them first. And I think that's really going to pay off down the road, not just from the shipper standpoint, but I think drivers are going to see that, like, we really are not just about building technology, but also being in front of them and building based on what they want and their needs are. It's not just a technology company. I mean, we have real people like Bob, Greg, Todd, and others that we are building a.
I don't know if Todd knows that. Todd, are you real? Let's talk about Todd.
I'm still trying to figure that out.
Todd's not awake yet. All right, so this is Todd.
Yeah, I mean, my origin story from here. I spent most of my career in like early stage startups here in San Francisco. So I think where I jumped at the opportunity to come to Uber Freight was that the top-down commitment to the customer, to the driver. Usually, like in this startup world or bubble that we live in, that's not necessarily always the case. In here, there's just a lot of passion from everyone to make sure that we're creating the right service, right company for everyone that we work with.
Yeah.
And it's like a genuine interest. I mean, we're people that want to help out other people. And I don't know if you can believe this or not, but we're trying to make that happen with like the events. We're trying to make that happen with what we create, with what we do, and hopefully we'll earn that at some point.
Yeah, it's going to take a while.
Absolutely.
Got to be honest about that.
Yeah, I think we see that.
Every time somebody says something Uber in a trucking space, it goes bad. Comments go bad. And I can give you my feelings on why that is. I would like your feelings on it. Because my feeling is you're new. Because you're new, you're unknown. And I've said it in interviews, I've said it publicly before, trucking is built on lies.
Yeah.
It's always been a lie. And it starts from the beginning. So anything that new comes in just changes the whole dynamic. So what do you guys want?
Yeah, I think like whenever I hear negative feedback about Uber Freight from drivers, it's always that they believe that we are like sort of out to lower rates, and I think we fundamentally don't believe that we're out to lower rates. We actually believe that we can improve price that's paid to drivers over time if we're able to match like trucks and shippers together more efficiently than can be done in like a traditional brokerage environment. So we actually think that we can pass more of the full rate along to drivers and carriers. So I think that's one of the misconceptions that leads to a lot of negativity around Uber Freight.
Yeah. Well, it comes also with the name Uber, which has nothing to do with Uber Freight. I mean, it's just Dad. There's Dad. Now you're the stepson who's or you call it the bastard son who's been welcomed into the family. He's getting hugged now by Daddy.
Yeah.
So yes, we want to make that happen. With all the nonsense of how would I use this word? Saying that you're not employees, you're not our drivers, this type of thing that happened over with Uber, they're all in that mess, but that's not Uber Freight. This is a freight company. It's a brokerage. How are you going to change that message, and how long do you think it'll take to change that message?
Ooh, that's a tough one. You know, like you're asking. That's a pretty big question. I think what's important to us is like doing these events and doing like the current path that we have, you know, and just like getting out there. I think being in the industry over time will help us to like change that message. Being consistent, being transparent are things that we think will eventually win this over for us.
Yeah.
You know, another thing I think is that as a company overall, we're aware of that we need to change. You can see that all the way from the top. And the new CEO is definitely, Dora Korswarski has said that definitely that we need to change and have a different attitude.
Right.
And so, you know, we hope people give us the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
And talk to us and see what we're about.